Hello and welcome to Desync Nerds, a Nintendo Switch podcast. This is episode 18, airing on Sunday, the 28th of January. This episode is brought to you by Podnuts, which we'll talk about more in a bit. But first, we're your hosts. Colin on Twitter at DSNColin. He's Devon on Twitter at Kulana. You can find the show at Desync Nerds. And as you know, we bring you all the latest news and hot topics from around the internet, all Switch related. This week we have Animal Crossing confirmed, definitely. We have game sales news and a Fortnite port confirmed, definitely. But first, Devon, what have you been doing this last week?
So first off, huh?
What have you been playing?
Oh, well, I was playing the flu game where you have a really bad flu and you just don't leave bed for like 3 days. That's what I did for the most of the week.
Cough nonstop?
Yeah, and cough nonstop, which, that was fun. But I did actually pick up Of Mice and Sand, Revised? Yeah, that's what it's called. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I was super excited about it, and I just didn't. I finally actually picked it up and was playing that, so that's pretty fun. It definitely gets tedious. Like, if you go into this game, you need to recognize that it's going to get very tedious within the first 3 or 4 hours. But if you like that sort of like crafting and base building and whatnot, it's pretty fun. But also Dragon Quest Builders hype. That's what, a week away? No,
I think so. Yeah,
a week and a half.
2 weeks. Yeah.
I won't have it for the next show, but I will have it for the one after that. And that's what I'm excited about.
Yay!
What about you? Tell me about your week. I don't actually
PUBG?
care.
Okay, next on to the news. A little PUBG, a little Final Fantasy 15, a little Lost Sphere to keep it Switch related. I really only played probably about 2 hours, and then Hulu, of course, because Switch is my new favorite thing for Hulu.
Wait, you actually played Lost Sphere? I didn't catch that, or I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I played basically you get your group and you get out of town, and the game really started to go you're out of the tutorial basically. That's where I'm at right now in Lost Sphere.
And it's an actual JRPG.
Oh yeah, but I'm going back to Final Fantasy 15 because I'm halfway, so I just want to finish it.
Yeah.
Which is, I know, super relevant. But yeah, that's it. Mine's been very boring. I'm waiting for the city to come Tuesday. Also very relevant.
But also Dragon Quest Builders. Did you end up pre-ordering DQ Builders?
Not yet. I was going to, but then there was some mess up with my paycheck and payroll, so. Yeah. There goes all my fun money.
Real life is a nightmare. But anyway.
Yay, on to the news. So the first thing on the docket is Atari is hoping to fund a Nintendo Switch version of Roller Coaster Tycoon with an investment campaign.
So that's a very important phrasing here. Investment campaign. It's not just like standard Kickstarter. There's profit share.
It's not even on Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's not on Kickstarter. It's on some other website that I can't remember the name of right now. So again, profit sharing. It's got a minimum investment of $250. You cannot just kick $1 at them and get in on this. And then, so you will receive money from them, like a percentage of the sales based on how much you invest, up to, I think you get double your investment.
120%. I'm pretty sure it's 120%.
Okay, so at 120% of your investment, it then drops and you get less money. It's an interesting idea. Like, I've seen a lot of pushback for this guy funded an $8 million movie and now he's just going to pocket all of the profits for it. And that kind of we funded his movie and then he's going to actually get rich off of it. And people were kind of frustrated by that. So to see this response to that as investment rather than just kickstarting is kind of cool. I mean, it's not for me, especially I've seen some scary things about Roller Coaster Tycoon's recent games, so. But I have a lot of nostalgia for the old one.
Yeah, the first two in my experience were really, really, really good. I didn't play 3. I wanted it, but I just didn't play it. And then the mobile one I heard was kind of weird, so.
Yeah, I have played that, and it's just a mobile game. It's exactly what you would expect with timers and Smurf berries and just everything that you expect crappy about a mobile game, so it was a big disappointment.
Lame.
Yeah, so. But I want this to be good. I want a Roller Coaster Tycoon on Switch because I really did love those games.
All right, moving along. There's a 400 gig stick and a 512 UHS one, which is the like the highest capacity or highest streaming ability chip that you can get for the card or for the Switch SD card, coming out in February 2018.
Yep. So these are gonna break your bank. They're like, apparently the 512 one will cost almost as much as the Switch itself, but it's the optimal card type, which I'm gonna be real honest. I think that's BS. I think that's like.
So I agreed with you, but I watched, there was a Digital Foundry video on this where they compared a bunch of different stuff. They compared the onboard NAND, they compared a cartridge, they compared a UHS one, and then they compared like just a random that didn't have the UHS one whatever. And the NAND was the best, followed by the UHS one card, followed by the cartridge, the game cartridge, and then last place was it. Like we're also talking like seconds, maybe like 5 seconds tops difference between each tier. So it matters, but not enough that you should really care about it.
Yeah, not enough to go out and buy a $300 SD card.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you can get a 512 for anything else anyway right now, can you? I didn't look. But it's, I mean, I really want it. I don't know that I want to pay for my Switch again, basically.
Yeah.
So, but
you want it, but you don't need it.
It's the other way around. I need it, but I don't want it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
right,
so
move along.
Do we actually wait? Do we know who's selling these? Is it SanDisk?
I believe it's SanDisk. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to find those, go find those, and you could spend all your money on it. But
right. So Rocket League is getting cross-platform parties later this year.
So this is an important.
But
I'll get there. Hold on. This is an important distinction from cross-platform play, which they already have. So parties is like with cross-platform play, you have to invite someone to a private game, and you can only do private games. With cross-platform parties, which is what they're getting later, you can join like competitive matches together, or you can go play in matchmaking. So this is the real cross-platform play as far as Rocket League is concerned. And then yeah, as you said, but not with PS4 because Sony, they took their ball and they're going to go play in their own sandbox because they're the big kid. And they can throw their weight around because they're
Sony.
Because they're Sony, exactly. So
all right. Well, probably the biggest news ever on the face of the earth. Nintendo has applied for a new Animal Crossing trademark in Japan. What could this possibly mean, Devin?
It means it's confirmed in 2018, and we'll hear news about it in the next
in the direct in 3 days.
Yeah, the direct that we still need to get. I'm pretty sure that the Labo thing counts as the second direct after a mini. Which
you think so?
I think so.
That's kind of sad.
So, but yeah, I think that this is so. This kind of thing generally happens before a release like this. This isn't like first stages of development kind of thing. This is we're getting ready to release. So.
Oh, really? Because I would imagine this is totally like literally step one, but it's not.
No, not in my experience.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so theoretically we'll get it hopefully this year. I want an Animal Crossing so bad. I'm still so disappointed by the mobile game, so I just want
Pocket Camp,
yeah. Though I hear that's getting better, but who knows? Just want a real Animal Crossing game. Like I almost busted out my 2DS to play Animal Crossing the other day. It's just I got a hankering.
You got a problem in your brain.
I do. But anyway,
Battle Chasers close to being submitted to Nintendo. What do you mean? What's that mean?
Battle Chasers is that gorgeous JRPG. It's like a Western drawn JRPG. I think you were excited for it, weren't you?
It sounds. I think I remember the title. I am very excited for it. I don't know what submitted means though. Like it's going to be on the platform soon.
Yeah. So when they submit it to Nintendo, Nintendo does like, quality checks on it and make sure that there's no obvious bugs or exploits or they're not flashing titties in the opening screen or some stuff like that.
It's definitely already on Steam, so it should pass because they can just go look at it there.
Yeah, unless they do some because one thing they do is they check for like quality issues in terms of like bugs and whatnot. So if they have
Oh, okay,
anything,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, so we should get that soon, and that looks exciting. And I won't touch it because I'm not doing another JRPG anytime soon. That was one of those was enough, and I didn't even beat it.
It looks so good. It looks fantastic. It looks a little bit like Torchlight 2 to me, which
Yeah,
is great because I love the way Torchlight 2 looks.
yeah, it's definitely a very pretty game. I don't know. In the interest of
Speaking of
not
a game,
poo-pooing, yeah.
Speaking of a game that you do kind of want, though, Steam World Dig 1 is coming to the Switch on February 1st.
Yeah, so we will talk about this more in the upcoming games because that's in 3 days. So that's a new release.
Hype. Oh my god, it's already February.
Yeah. How does time work?
All right. The next thing on the docket, there's a Joy-Con picker tool online that allows you to mock up a Nintendo Switch with your favorite colored Joy-Cons. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It's such a dumb thing to have, but I enjoyed playing with it a little bit. But it doesn't have the Splatoon one, so I couldn't make a double pink Switch, and that made me sad. I still need to buy those. I actually think I'm gonna buy those and just run the pink Switch because me.
Mail me your green Joy-Cons then.
Maybe it'll be a wedding gift.
So yeah, there you go. Here's my used green Joy-Con and a brand new green Joy-Con. Thanks.
I'm the best friend. Anyway, so the tool got updated to have 3D, which was kind of dumb. I just wanted to talk about the tool because I thought it was kind of cool. If completely pointless. So.
What? No, it's about planning how you're going to spend your money because those are expensive.
Those are $80, $90 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. All right. The Nintendo Japanese president has restated that he wants every household to have 2+ Switches, basically one per person, a la the Nintendo DS.
Yeah. And honestly, the more I use mine, the more I agree with this idea.
Me too.
Yeah, because my little brother he just slots my Switch out when he wants to play, puts his in, and then everybody's happy. And then I can just put mine back in when I'm ready. And it's just, it works. But
all right, move along.
This may be the cause for the next. No, well, kind of. This may be cause for the next 2 or 3 stories that we're about to talk about.
Oh, you think so? All right,
I think it may have some effect.
The next story I will start with. Olé. Switch has outsold the total Xbox One sales in Spain.
So that's kind of crazy to me. Like, I mean,
is it though?
Spain's probably not the biggest market. It's definitely not the one that's most important. But just to see it outselling something that's been out for what, 4 years, 5 years? How long has that console generation been going? I don't actually know.
4, I want to say.
Yeah. So for it to have been outsold something that's been out for 4 years is kind of crazy.
That is pretty crazy. How long was the Wii U out for? Exactly. It's already outsold that too. So anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
The next thing up, Ace Research Institute speculates that the Switch may have sold up to 14.6 million already. Wow.
That would put them at about 1.5 million through the holiday period, which is crazy. I keep expecting it to start slowing down, and everybody else disagrees with me, so clearly I'm wrong.
And the first year isn't even the best year, historically speaking, for these things.
Yeah, because the first... Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's a fair comparison, because generally the first year is pretty garbage in terms of, like, title support. And so, like, as the library builds, it becomes a more attractive console. But Nintendo's worked really hard to make that not a problem here. So... I don't know how fair that is, but...
Moving along. Breath of the Wild is now the highest-selling Zelda title since Ocarina of Time. Dang. That's
in
impressive.
Japan.
In Japan, sorry.
Yeah, that's a specific point. Yeah. I'm just... rah, go Nintendo.
Over half of the top sales of this week in Japan were Switch games, which is crazy. But I guess with Splatoon 2 doing as well as it's doing, that's not actually surprising, but it is still crazy.
Oh yeah, Splatoon 2 was having like supply issues this last week, eh? Was that this week?
That's insane. That was
it was Rabbids.
Maybe
it was Mario Rabbids was having supply issues in Japan because that just came out over there.
Oh, okay.
They like actually can't keep it in stock. So,
moving along. A poll at Game Developers Conference showed a 4 times increase on developers reporting working on a Switch title.
Yeah, so last year it was 3%. It's up to 12%. We're seeing support. It's selling. We're getting games developed for it. Like, they continue to do gangbusters. So it's up 3%, up from 3% to 12%. And the president of GDC's holding company stated that it is relatively rare to see things swing so much. Which, I mean, yeah, sure, in a world where like Sony and Xbox are the stuff you're talking about, but in a world where, Nintendo tends to either flop or the Wii, this is definitely what I would expect to see out of a Nintendo out of response to Nintendo. And then 28% of developers said their games sold better on the Switch than other consoles, which mirrors what we've been seeing. Everybody's been talking about, it outsold the lifetime sales on Steam was one game, and yeah, so last little bit of rah-rah go Nintendo news.
On to something a little different. The first Switch MOBA, Arena of Valor, which is on mobile, mobile just period. I was going to say iOS and Android, but that's mobile, has a closed beta in EU this week.
Yeah, so if you wanted to get into this, you had to sign up for this months ago. And so you're not going to get into it. And they have a ban on showing like footage and whatnot.
Do they really? That's weird.
Yeah.
There's an NDA for this. It's a mobile game. How different can the port possibly be?
I have no idea. One of the people I follow on Twitter, he posts like videos of new games every time they come out, and he actually had to post an apology because he was like, a friend just sent me his account into the beta, and I didn't actually like read the TOS for it, and yeah, I'm not supposed to show the content, so I took it all down. So
that's wild.
Yeah. If you're at all interested in this, though, you should go check out the phone version, because the phone version, it plays pretty well. I mean, I think that the Switch version will be just better. It'll just be a better version of the game because touch controls are garbage, but
unless they force you to use the touch controls.
No, that's unacceptable. There are joysticks.
Okay, well, I mean,
there are joysticks and buttons, and if I have to use the touch controls, I just won't play it. Like, that's just... Everybody agrees that touch controls are a worse control scheme.
They're pretty bad. That game makes them not terrible, but they're still clunky and annoying, and when your thumb has to be in the viewable area, it's never a good time.
Yeah. Trying to like move through the map with that game is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So
I'll agree. Anyway, speaking of other games that are huge, unwieldy, and a nightmare, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 patch is coming in February. You don't agree?
I wasn't sure where you were going with that. I was
No, you put them in order for me, so I can't mess them up.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so it's gonna have New Game Plus and some bug fixes because there were apparently some critical bugs added in the most recent patch. And I want to know if this is gonna bring you back. Are you gonna New Game Plus?
It depends on what all the plus part means. If it just means again, but a little harder, nah, forget it. I'll wait for the next Blade to come out. If there's more to it though, like kind of like Master Mode for Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, it's like all the dungeons were mirrored, and it was like interesting developments, interesting changes rather. Then yeah, maybe, but I don't know.
Is this something you see? Okay, so assume that all the DLC is released. Is that then something you'll think about New Game Plusing if it's just the same game?
Maybe. Yeah. My only hesitation is that it took me 120 hours to beat, and I spent some time messing around on the side, but like really in the scheme of things, not that much time. And really it kept my level high enough so I didn't have to grind. So if I didn't do that stuff, I might have spent that time grinding anyway. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on what's out at the time.
Yeah, because the DLC like cycle ends, I think, 2019?
Something like that.
Yeah. Or no, it's like end of this year.
I want to say it's November. But
yeah, that sounds right.
But yeah. So in the same vein, Nintendo is releasing combat tutorial videos for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but only in Japan.
Yeah. Apparently people are still struggling with the combat. I didn't think it was that bad, but It comes across as really scary when they talk about it in the directs and whatnot, but I feel like once you actually sit down and start playing with it, it's done pretty well. It's broken down pretty well. I don't know.
To me, well, I mean, this might just be a me thing, but I feel like you really just need to get your hands on it to understand it and just play with it, because they can explain it till you're blue in the face and it won't make any sense. But the second you start doing it, it's very easy.
Yeah,
It's just a lot. There's just a lot there.
yeah. I'm trying to keep track of it all. It's possible that also like we play JRPGs, so that's why it's not that bad. I don't know.
But I've never played anything with like this level of complex system. I don't know. Like the stuff I play is like select attack from a menu, go.
That's
This
pretty
was like
complicated.
yeah, sorry, my bad. But this is like you set up stuff three levels in advance, three steps in advance, which is not that crazy. But I mean, I guess people are having trouble with it. So
Yeah. No, I didn't think it was that bad. But this is the thing. They're amazing.
all right, the Dragon Quest Builders preload is now live. Woo!
Yeah. This is making me want to cancel my physical because I really, really, really enjoyed this game. And I just don't have faith that Amazon's not going to screw it up because they have struggled a lot lately.
Yeah, they struggle for me as well.
Exactly.
I'll be super shocked if I get to Cydia on time next week. I just assume I won't.
Exactly, yeah. And it makes me want the physical or just do the preload because it's just going to be easier. And I mean, this game is like a gig and a third. I think it's 1.3 gigs. It's pretty small, so like I could just do digital and it'd be fine. Another in the same vein though, if you haven't tried the demo yet, just go try the demo. It's such a good game. It's so
Yeah,
much
it's
fun.
available right now.
But speaking of
Alright.
demos,
Speaking of demos, 2D block shooter in Versus and now has a demo out. Woo. I didn't actually see any of this. What is this?
so it's that it's like the black and white game where you're a block and you move around in the big grid system and you guys shoot at each other and it's PvP.
Oh, okay, I did see this. That looked a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's got a demo. Go try the demo.
It looked like Overwatch meets more Bomberman to me. How happy does that make you?
I hate you. Yeah, let's go try the demo. I haven't tried the demo yet.
In other games with demos related news, rhythm game Voez has docked support now. Yay! Which also has a demo, so go try that.
Yeah, so I've had this demo installed since I got my Switch. Like it was literally
Same.
one of the first things I did. Yeah, and it was handheld only, so it was like I'll do it eventually, maybe. No, I won't. So I will finally actually try this now. But also, I don't really like rhythm games, so I'm sure this is not for me. But we'll see.
Yeah, let your brother play and then have him
Exactly.
report
Yeah,
back.
Tristan
Yeah.
loves these kinds of games, so we'll see that.
All right, moving along. Fortnite creative director interested in bringing Switch to launch. Woo! 2018 confirmed Fortnite on Switch.
That seems reasonable. So in just salty Devon moment, this is the same company that just killed one of their other games because Fortnite was doing
Paragon.
too well. Yeah, they killed
Yeah.
Paragon. Like, just gotta throw that shade because I think that's a little ridiculous.
I mean, they weren't seeing very good numbers on Paragon, not enough to like sustain it. And they were starting to steal their devs from Paragon more and more and more. So Paragon just like it was already getting semi low support because it had a semi low player base. It just moved into like no support,
Yeah,
and so they just shut it down.
yeah. I don't know.
But
I don't
yeah.
like to see this sort of thing happen, especially with just I don't know. I don't like the games as a service thing because of stuff like this. And I don't know. Just be better, Epic.
Just hire more people. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, like your game's doing so well. I don't know. I understand the business decision behind it in that like
Yeah.
they don't want to support something that's not making money, but I don't know.
And that was always one of those games too that I really wanted to try, and I just had like never found the time for it. And now I pretty much won't be able to.
No.
But at least they're being cool and refunding like money that
Mm.
people have spent on this game back to them. Like that's a big deal. They didn't
That's
have
fair.
to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see it on Switch.
Will you actually play it?
I'll try it. I mean, I don't know. I'll play it. But I don't think I'll quit PUBG for it. I
I
like
would
PUBG a lot more.
I wouldn't even quit Fortnite PC. Like,
Yeah, fair. Because it's all the worst things on a console, like a shooter, and it's like a loot game and a menu hunting game. Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna spend so much time in menus, but you've got a controller through the menu. Like, it just, unless they spend a lot of time making that like console playable, it's gonna be garbage. And
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
I'll definitely play it because it's free to play, but yeah, I have low expectations.
On to stuff that I have high expectations for. Square Enix is considering bringing Secret of Mana remake to the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I hope they do it so bad.
Yeah, I want to play this actually. I enjoyed one of the old Mana games. I don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Secret, but I had a lot of fun with it. So I would love to see something like that come back. And who doesn't need more action RPGs?
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks gorgeous. Wow.
This one is obviously here just for you. I feel like I'll read it, but I don't want to. Kirby Tumbler glasses. Wow, are releasing in Japan for about $750.
You need some
Why, Devin?
spend some time with some English, dude.
That's mostly not English.
I just don't understand why Japan gets so much cool stuff. Like, I actually need somebody to set me up with someone who can do imports from Japan, because I feel like I keep seeing so much cool, like, just Nintendo merch.
Yeah.
And I want it all. Like, they've got really cool, they've got a phone case that is a Sheikah slate, and it's just...
You can get that at GameStop right now. I've seen that a couple times.
Oh, is that a thing that's here?
Yeah. Did I just blow your mind?
Maybe a little bit. But also I have a weird phone, so probably not. But yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like iPhones only and Samsungs only, so.
My Google is not cool enough. But yeah. So if anybody knows people that import stuff from Japan, hit me up. Tell me that company name, because
I'm going to Japan for my honeymoon, right? You want to just tag along?
Oh my god, yes. Just stick me in your
suitcase. No, you got to pay for the flight. It's too expensive for that.
Ridiculous.
All right, moving along. 8BitDo, I can say that better than I can say Kirby. 8BitDo's wireless adapter available for the Nintendo Switch. That's a big deal.
Yeah, this is really cool, actually. I kind of want one of these. So first off, it is styled as like Mario bricks from one of the first Mario games. It looks really cool. Like, it's a little USB dongle. But it looks like Mario bricks. That's cool. But it also works. It works on every system, so you can plug it into your PC, and then you can pair pretty much any controller. Like, they call out all of the major ones. The Wii U Pro controller, which was weird. The Switch Pro controller, PC or PS4 game controllers, Xbox Ones, like, and you can just interop any of those controllers with any of the systems that it supports. So this is pretty crazy. Obviously it works on the Switch, so I feel like it would be kind of weird to play like Switch games with a PS4 controller, but also at the same time just cool to have that option.
I really like the PS4 controller. I feel like that's probably the best controller I've ever had in my life.
Well, there you go.
So this might be worth picking up for me, yeah.
Just pair it. I'm curious how easy it is, because it seems like such a weird like thing to interrupt, but if it works, it works. But anyway, that's it for the news. Way to just talk over that. Anyway. So, again, as you said at the top of the show, this episode is brought to you by Podnuts. They are a technology-focused podcasting network for normal tech fans by normal tech fans. We've been talking about them for, I don't even know how many episodes of this we've done. They've been a great help to us. So, their content covers more than just technology stuff. And this week, we are going to continue to participate in our ongoing look at the various shows. We are talking about Linux for the rest of us. This one is hosted by Cody and again by Door-to-Door Geek. He's just in all of their shows. And they talk about everything Linux. In the most recent one, they touched on something that has been, like, it's actually, I have a Linux machine right there, and I don't use it because of gaming. And they talked about this is one website that has like a database of just all kinds of open source clones of various games, which is pretty cool. And as much as I want to play with that, I shouldn't because it's a work machine. But they also sprinkle in tips and tricks of just various Linux stuff. You know, this is a cool program thing that does stuff and whatnot. And they also talk about the hardware and software updates, like Ubuntu, who just had a big update that is getting public. So yeah, all in all, a great resource if you've been wanting to move away from Microsoft's mess of a monolithic OS. And again, we thank Podnuts for their support, and you can find them online at podnuts with a Z, podnutz.com.
All right. On to game releases. The first game release we have of this week, we only have a total of 4, is Steam World Dig.
So mentioned at the top of the show, it is $9.99. It releases on the 1st, and it's basically the same game as Steam World Dig 2. For the company, Image and Form. I think it's Image and Form. Anyway, this was their kind of like breakout game that they made that everybody loved, and I haven't played it at all. I think I have it from a Humble Bundle, but it's Steam World Dig 1. So, you know, if you played 2, if you like 2, the one big distinction is that 2 was all handmade. Everything was like they made those levels on their own, whereas 1 was very randomly generated throughout the thing. So I kind of want it because I did actually enjoy Steam World Dig 2, and that like style of game was pretty fun. So I don't need it, but I want it.
Story of all of these.
That's, yeah,
All
sure.
right. Next one up, Island Flight Simulator. That one looked really cool.
Yeah. So it is $19.99, €19.99, and £17.99. Oh, speaking of, SteamWorld Dig is also €9.99, by the way. So for Flight Simulator, it also releases on the 1st. And I mean, it's a flight sim with a story mode. Like, I don't really know what else to say. I wish that this game had a demo because I kind of want to try it. But this is just so far outside of my like traditional lane that I'm not gonna drop $20 on this game. But it would be fun to try. So, is this your bag?
Nah, I might. I mean, for $20, I don't know. I'll wait for it to go on sale. That's probably what I'll do. Just like Steam, everything I want, I just wait for it to go on sale.
Genius.
Moving along, Mad Carnage. What is Mad Carnage?
It is $4.99, only price given. It comes out on the 2nd of February, and it's a tactics game with cars, which is it's just weird. So it's like themed in the world of Mad Max, kind of the post-apocalyptic desert wasteland. Everything is destroyed. And I'm a little confused by the whole cars aspect of it because there was no gameplay video, mind you, so everything I saw is screens. And I don't know, it's weird. I want it to be good because there's still not a good tactics game for the Switch. There are no good tactics games. Like Tiny Metal was okay. Mercenaries.
You don't think Mario Rabbids is a good tactics game?
Okay. I don't hate Mario plus Rabbids. It's definitely not. You can't compare it to like FFT or something like that. Or
okay, yeah,
or XCOM.
I'll give you that.
It's definitely not the same kind of game. It is simplified in terms of like game mechanics, and that makes me sad. So.
Okay. All right, and then the fourth one is Night in the Woods.
So it is $19.99, again, only price given. It releases on the 1st, and it is a gorgeous 2D platformer / adventure game. And then their hook is kind of they have anthropomorphic characters, and it seems like this focus on like not city living, but like living in a town. It's not really. The fantasy aspect isn't really there, except for the fact that the characters are all anthropomorphic. But yeah, it's gorgeous. They one of the taglines they had in their thing was "Come home and waste your life away in Possum Springs," which I thought was particularly silly. But I don't need another 2D platformer in my life, so I will not be touching this. And I assume you're the same.
Yeah, 100%. All right.
No, it's perfect.
All right. Yeah, no, perfect. Absolutely. On to our emails of the week. So the first one we have is by Wagner04. We have 2 this week. He says,
Wait,
I'm in the market for...
They're reviews. They're not emails. They're reviews. These are reviews.
Sorry.
Sorry.
These
are iTunes reviews. Yeah, well.
Yes, these are both iTunes reviews. Both of them 5-star, thank you. So the first one says, I'm in the market for a new Nintendo Switch podcast, so I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. I think you're doing okay. Well, thank you. But you still have room to improve. I'll update a review with 5 stars or knock a star off in a month or two based on how you grow. Good start, that guys. Thank you. And then the next one is from Tiger Mom 78. You've got a ways to go, but I think you have the potential to be a good gaming podcast down the road. Yay, thank you.
So we'd love to hear these kinds of reviews. They're super helpful. Well, they're super invigorating is the right word. There we go. And we would love to hear, your thoughts if you guys have criticisms or comments or anything like that. So on to the question of the week. And again, I did one of these 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, before I went to PAX, where our question was, recommend me a Metroidvania, and I got Cave Story. So we're doing this again. And the question of this week is, what are you looking forward to most in 2018 regarding the Switch, of course? And you can find that poll at bit.ly/DSNpoll18. If you want, I will have a link up on Twitter, and I will also be putting a link in the show notes. And there also is a channel in the Discord dedicated to the link, obviously, and then discussion of that. So, and that about wraps us up for the show. If you want to email the show, you can do so at desyncnerds@gmail.com. You can If you prefer Twitter, you can tweet at the show at desyncnerds or at either of us individually. Again, I'm at Kulana, Kulanah, and he's at DSN Colin. If you want to support the show, we're on Patreon at patreon.com/desyncnerds. And again, I'm doing headline roundups every day, every day except for the day after the show. So tomorrow I won't have one, where I just talk about, where I list off the headlines that I'm reading for the show and give links to them. If you want to support the show, but you cannot do so monetarily, you can rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. And again, as you may have heard, we read those every week. And then you can catch us again next Sunday on twitch.tv/desyncnerds. And then our VODs will be up on YouTube. That channel is desyncnerds. And then if you want the Discord link, we are on Discord at bit.ly/DSN Discord. And that's us. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Peace.